Humblewood by Hitpoint Press is the latest third-party setting to be released on D&D Beyond, and I'm gonna give you the ultimate guide to Humblewood in 5 minutes. Humblewood has a cutesy woodland look to it, but how does the society work? What creatures can be played, and are there specific classes? And what monsters can we battle? Well, I'm gonna answer all of this and more. My name is Jay, and I've run Humblewood games professionally on stream and on location as a hired professional dungeon master. I love running this setting, and you're about to find out if it's for you too. Start the clock! Let's start with how the world itself looks. The area of the setting is based in a world called Everden, with coasts to the south and east, mountain ranges, and centered on a great wooded area. This is the Humblewood, and it is home to ancient and magical trees, some growing as large as small mountains. The magic has also caused familiar-looking creatures to grow to humanoid sizes, forming the bird folk and the mammal-based humble folk. Early on, bird and humble folk lived together in small villages, but with the emergence of a loose criminal organization known as the Bandit Coalition, great cities were built in the canopies of huge trees within the wood, the capital being founded as Alderheart. A great fire also carved out its space in this world, causing massive damage to an area known as the Scorched Grove. Druid-esque caretakers known as the Tenders watch over this area and attempt to heal it with nature-based magic. Now, given that this isn't a setting filled with the usual D&D races, what about religion in Humblewood? Well, the people of Humblewood believe in a great balance to nature that is displayed within the Amaranthines, the gods of Everden. Almost like yin and yang, the two major bird gods, Ardea and Titan, represent day and night and the natural cycle known as the Great Rhythm. Outside of that, there are gods representing all the races of Humblewood that come with their own alignments, symbols, and domains which tie directly to cleric domains. Speaking of the different races of Humblewood, I suppose we should introduce the playable races, so let's start with the bird folk. Corvum are crow folk, known for their cunning. There are two subtypes in the Dusk Corvum, specializing in being sneaky, and the silver-tongued Kindled Corvum. Say that 10 times fast. Gallus are mostly depicted as chickens or roosters, but they can be represented by any kind of wildfowl. Here's me building my turkey paladin. Oath of the Gobble? Anyway, the Bright Gallus are natural charismatic leaders, and the Huden Gallus are more in tune with nature and the Great Rhythm. Lumas hail from the dove family, and are the wild card of the bird folk. The eccentric Sable Luma can be extremely hard to read, and the Sarah Luma are the polar opposite, being celebrated for their amazing song. Raptors are the birds of prey, represented by hawks, eagles, and any other type. The Marin Raptor is as comfortable in water as in the trees, and the Mistral Raptor can be faster in the branches than on the ground. Strigs are the burly owl folk that prefer solitary lives in nature rather than big societies. Stout Strigs are the toughest of the Strig people, and the Swift Strigs are faster and very comfortable looking after themselves in the wilds. And now for the humble folk. Starting out with the deer-like Servan, these big boys get up to 7 feet tall. The Grove Servan are swift and agile, whereas the Pronghorn Servan are incredibly strong and able to fight with their antlers. Hedges are the meek hedgehog folks. There are no subtypes of hedge, but they are great at burrowing, using their spiny quills to their advantage, and have a connection to natural magic. Gerbine come represented by their gerbil-like appearance. What they lack in size, they make up for in their jump and ability to quickly come to the aid of others. Mapak are the raccoon folk of the wood. Great climbers, stealthy, naturally good at finding things even in the dark, and possessing the ability to produce temporary items out of random junk that they find on the ground. And lastly, the Vulpin are the sophisticated fox people. Smart and charismatic predators, they can fight with their bite and even get into the heads of others to charm or cause fear. But heroes need enemies to fight, so let's take a look at a few of the things that you may face in the Humblewood. Birdfolk skeletons. Deceased birdfolk raised as necromantic soldiers. Cobblefrights expand on this idea, being a monstrous amalgamation of 5 or 6 birdfolk skeletons combined. There are also flame-infused enemies from the Scorched Grove, such as the Ember Bat or the enormous Ash Snake, which resembles volcanic magma. Predator-like beasts hunt the people of Humblewood too, such as the forest prowler that grows leaves on its back to camouflage itself within forest canopies, and the mountain stalkers that cause rock slides with their roar. Or perhaps you'll face the wakeworm. I don't think I have to go into any more details there. With all of these enemies to face, surely you'll need some extra Humblewood character options, right? So how about some new subclasses? The College of the Road Bard is a wanderer who picks up aspects of other classes from travelers they meet along along the way, called Traveler's Tricks. The community domain clerics focus on the power of the forces that bind people together, such as family and friendship, whereas the night domain use the power of darkness to conceal dangers and the shadow to evade predators. The Scofflaw Fighter is a hard-hitting, dirty fighter that will use any trick they can, such as banter, misdirection, and blindsiding their foes. There are also new Humblewood-specific player options for backgrounds like the Bandit Defector, feats like Aerial Expert, spells like Ambush Prey, and even magical items such as the Borealis. Stop the clock! Whew. Not bad, right? But what if the cutesy animal woodland setting isn't for you and you want something grittier with more dangerous and unique mechanics built in? Well, I have the answer for you in this video here, where we get the lowdown on Drakkenheim from one of its creators.